At a towering corporate office in downtown Chicago, Daniel worked every night long after the elevators stopped carrying executives. As a young black janitor, he moved quietly through empty hallways, pushing his cart, polishing floors, and emptying trash cans under fluorescent lights that hummed softly above him. Daniel took pride in his work, even though few people ever noticed it. He believed clean spaces reflected discipline and respect. Every desk he wiped and every floor he shined felt like a small contribution to a world that rarely looked his way. During the day, Daniel often crossed paths with employees rushing to meetings. Most avoided eye contact, lost in their phones or conversations. Among them was Claire, a successful white executive known for her sharp suits and fast pace through the office. Claire walked past Daniel every morning and evening without acknowledgement. She never said hello or offered a glance. To her, Daniel was invisible, just another uniform blending into the corporate background she navigated daily, without pause or thought. Daniel noticed her indifference, but never let it harden him. He greeted everyone with the same quiet courtesy, even when it wasn't returned. Years of experience had taught him not to expect recognition, only to give his best regardless of how others behaved. Behind Daniel's calm demeanor was a story no one in the building knew. He had grown up valuing discipline, education, and patience. Working nights was a choice, one that allowed him to manage his responsibilities quietly while planning something far bigger for himself. As he cleaned conference rooms, Daniel often overheard fragments of conversations about deals, investments, and leadership. He listened not out of envy, but curiosity. Knowledge, he believed, could be gathered anywhere, even while holding a mop. Claire, meanwhile, thrived in her fast-paced world of deadlines and decisions. Her success came from relentless focus, but that focus had narrowed her vision. She rarely noticed the people who kept her workplace running smoothly behind the scenes. Late at night, when the building was nearly empty, Daniel moved through the office with confidence. The silence gave him space to think. He reviewed ideas, reflected on meetings he had attended elsewhere, and smiled at the contrast between perception and reality. Occasionally, Daniel would pause at the windows overlooking the city lights. Chicago glowed beneath him, full of opportunity and contradiction. He reminded himself that appearances often mislead and that timing, not attention, defined true success. Claire never questioned who Daniel was or why he worked there. She assumed his position told his entire story. In her world, titles mattered more than character, and visibility was mistaken for value without any deeper thought. Yet each night, as Daniel locked up his cleaning cart and headed home, he carried a quiet confidence. He knew something the office didn't. That invisibility could be temporary, and that respect would eventually find its way to those who never demanded it. Weeks later, the company hosted its annual gala at a luxury hotel overlooking Lake Michigan. The event celebrated success, partnerships, and future investments. Claire arrived confident, dressed elegantly, greeting colleagues beneath chandeliers and soft music, certain she knew everyone important in the room and exactly where she belonged. The atmosphere felt different from the office, glamorous, polished, and selective. Guests spoke in measured tones about markets and growth, holding glasses of champagne. Claire moved easily through conversations, smiling professionally, unaware that the night would soon challenge her assumptions. As the program paused for introductions, the host announced a special guest investor whose support had quietly helped the company expand. Applause filled the room as a tall man stepped forward in a perfectly tailored suit, calm and composed, commanding attention without effort. Claire's smile slowly faded as recognition dawned. The man walking across the stage was Daniel. The janitor she passed every day without a glance now stood confidently under bright lights, poised and unmistakable. For a moment, she wondered if exhaustion was playing tricks on her. Daniel spoke briefly, thanking the company for its partnership and praising the unseen workers who kept organizations running. His voice was steady, intelligent, and warm. Claire felt her chest tighten as his words echoed the very blindness she now confronted. After the speech, guests approached Daniel eagerly. When he finally stood before Claire, she struggled to speak. Daniel greeted her politely, with the same quiet respect he had always shown. There was no bitterness in his eyes, only calm awareness. Claire apologized, her voice low and sincere. She admitted she had judged him by appearance and position, never imagining there was more to his story. Daniel listened patiently, then smiled gently. He told her that many people mistake roles for worth, but life has a way of correcting that. Daniel explained that he had invested early in several ventures and worked nights by choice, valuing privacy and independence. Cleaning offices kept him grounded, reminding him that humility mattered more than status. Claire listened, humbled by how little she had truly seen. Throughout the evening, Claire noticed how Daniel treated everyone equally, from executives to servers. His presence shifted the room's energy, drawing respect not through wealth, but through character. Claire realized success without awareness had limited her far more than she ever knew. As the gala ended, Claire stood quietly, reflecting on how often she had overlooked people who made her world function. Daniel's transformation wasn't about wealth or appearance. It was about revealing what had always been there, unseen by those unwilling to look deeper. In the days that followed, Claire changed. She greeted employees by name, acknowledged every role, and listened more than she spoke. The office felt different, warmer. And every time she passed a cleaner or assistant, she remembered the night invisibility turned into clarity. Daniel returned to his routine unchanged, still calm, still observant. He didn't seek recognition. He simply continued living by principle. The gala didn't make him rich or respectable. It revealed what respect truly meant, leaving behind a lesson no one present would forget.